Oh,
What's he saying?
what's he saying now? Who was that? Hey, all right, Governor, how are you?
Yes, good, thanks. A bit of ghost in the machine there, wasn't there, at the start?
I've never heard that before in my life, and yeah, there you go. It always changes from week to week with us
All
Draymen,
mod
right?
cons. And I like it. I got your text in the week and we're both looking resplendent, pretty in pink, aren't we, eh?
Hey, I think we're almost matching if I didn't have the palm trees in the
Oh,
background. We
oh.
we try. I just don't have the hoodie, but I guess it's probably a little bit colder over there.
Yeah, summer's here, so it's fucking freezing. But yeah, I
Wow.
must admit, when I saw your video the other day, gone closely cropped all over.
Yeah,
The beard as well.
I'm trying to smarten the image up a little bit, like you've got that hair just cropped nicely, no Lovejoy anymore. And
No.
it wasn't, I just tied up, but we did this impromptu visit to the brewery, and I thought I'd get the ball rolling with a brewery visit for us guys.
Yeah, it was a lovely treat that was.
Oh, thank you. I hope the Dre
Hats off to Beck. He's given up his music career and running a little microbrewery, I understand.
It looks that way. He's dyed his hair a little bit back there, but I am doing a follow up with him probably maybe next month or something where we just sit
Yeah.
down with one beer and just talk about that beer. So look out for that.
Oh, I see. That's what you were talking about. Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, look forward to that.
Just a follow up, and he picks a beer and we just drink it together, right? And just kind of do that. So yeah,
So before you start with the beer news, I've
yeah.
got a little bit of correspondence, only a short little DM I had from the Welshman. He calls himself. He's just called the Welshman, but I think he goes under the name the Epitome.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't
This
know
is
what he
interesting.
quite means by that, but he's a Welshman and then he signed it the Epitome. So I'm not sure, but what he's basically said is he's listened for the last, not right from the very start, but from probably just after Easter. Followed us on Insta and that, and he said he loves it and he likes the show because it's pretty good and
Yeah.
it's less than an hour and it's comfortable to listen to. He does a bit of driving at night from what I could make out, and he said that he was disappointed last week because there was a bit of interference, maybe my end, because my microphone dipped, I think, halfway through, which I apologise to all the DrayBarrels for, but also a bit of rough and tumble your end from the
Good.
neighbours and whatnot, and he wasn't happy because it was making him a bit angry, from what I understand, and
Really?
he was almost tooting his horn at sort of 3 o'clock in the
Oh,
morning,
so we're almost
crossing.
there for some road rage on the Welsh
Yeah, I
road.
think so because he said it was sort of swamping us out. So we apologise for that, and Mister Epitome, the Epitome, Sir Epitome, whatever. We
Whoever you are.
apologise and we'll do our utmost this week to make it a clean show. As I get interrupted by a text message.
Is
Hang
that
on, who's
it?
it
That
from?
was
Let
fast.
me
Yeah.
check. Oh no, it's not from him.
Oh,
That
okay. I thought he was listening live for some strange reason. He was just
would be
tuning in.
incredible. Yeah, I'd
Well,
like to do that one day. We should do a live show and then have like a thing, and they could, text in. I know Instagram Live do it, but what I mean is so they could ring in, so we could chat.
and have a
Imagine
proper old
chatting
phone
to someone
call.
called the Epitome, sorry, who's driving a truck across Wales. It'd be awesome.
I don't know if you can tune in through CB radio. Can you make phone calls from that? Like rubber ducky, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you've got over there, but we got an invention called the mobile phone. He could just probably put that on loudspeaker. Who
That's
knows?
true. Safety first, though, guys. Don't be
On
on
your
there.
cell, man, on your cell.
I
Right, so that was it. We apologise, the Epitome, and hopefully this week will be nice and clean and crisp audio all round.
We are trying, yeah, and we are getting back to business as usual. So, hey, thanks for the comments, the epitome. I appreciate that. We appreciate that. And yeah, I guess we will move swiftly on, keeping it concise to our usual segment of I've got some beer news for you.
Have you?
Nope. I hope you do, sir.
Yes, of course I have. I've
Oh,
got a bit of beer news, and it comes from just south of the border from Devon, straying into Cornwall. And in fact, until I'd read the whole article, it was comes from a town that I used to live near and frequent most weekends when I was on my year out from university. A place called Truro in Cornwall.
I've
Now,
heard of it.
the old ale house there is a brewery tap, which isn't going to be opening till the 21st of June. They've decided to hold back until everything's open. The roadmap that Boris has put down for complete opening of everything in this country, they've decided to hold back because they want to do it good and they want to do it proper and have a good party atmosphere when they do that. Now, it is owned by Skinner's Brewery. Now, it's a very famous brewery in Cornwall. And Steve Skinner has called to arms the great British public. He's
Ooh,
encouraging everyone across the nation to visit their pub as often as they can and help the hospitality, if you want, industry get off its haunches and rise up again, encouraging you to go for, even if it's just for an extra pint a week, keeping it local. The local, I'm not talking about the big chains, I'm talking about local pubs in your villages and towns.
right.
Just have a pint in one, maybe try somewhere you've not been before. If everyone was to do that, it would kickstart the economy for them. They're lucky enough to have been kept alive through crowdfunding. They were struggling after Christmas, and they put a crowdfund together, and the people of Cornwall, they love Skinner's Brewery, and they donated £100,000 in 4 days.
What? That's a
Keep that
crazy
brewery
amount.
alive.
Crazy
They
amount.
got a guy called let me just check out, Stevie G, I think he goes under the name of. He's an artist. He's worked for Adidas and other companies before, and he's designed their new logo, which is
Yeah,
a surfer. Obviously, Cornwall, they love their
yeah,
surfing. And the
makes
surfer's
sense.
holding a pint in one hand, and he's holding a cream and jam scone in the other hand, and it's saying, like the scone, go for Skinner's first. So
Or they
there's
using,
all this bullshit down these ways. I mean, I'm not local born and bred, but how you put your cream on your scone, whether it's jam first or cream first.
yeah,
And
yeah. I've heard
that lot,
that.
I
Yeah.
mean, I lived down in Cornwall for a year, but that lot, I think you put jam on and you put cream on top of jam. Are you having a fucking Rory? Are you having a laugh? Have some sense about you.
So that's the Cornish way, is the cream first and the jam on top.
No,
That
that's the Devon way.
Oh, okay. So the Cornish way is a jam on the bottom and cream on top. I
Yeah.
mean, practically, I'm just thinking of it as an outsider. For me, wouldn't it be easier? It makes sense that the jam is a bit thicker and harder in a way. Wouldn't it make sense to do that first and then put the cream over the top of that? Um, or am I thinking, am I being silly
I think
here?
you're fucking backwards. That's what I think.
But
I
then
mean,
again, if it's not,
would you put jam on your toast first and then cover it with butter? Don't be fucking
no,
simple.
that's a good point. It could
No.
be,
So that's the end of the conversation. They got it the wrong
right.
way round. They're
Yeah.
trying to make a big deal of it. No
Okay.
one from outside Devon or Cornwall gives a shit as long as it tastes nice.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
they
Exactly.
have all stickers in their car and all this type of bullshit. No one
Yeah,
cares really.
I've seen it. But anyway, look, that's a fantastic message, and he's kind of sending this message out to the whole of the UK, right?
All of the UK. I mean,
Yeah.
they are saying under their sort of slogany thing, go for a Skinner's first, which is clever. But
Yeah.
overall, he's saying get to your local pub, have a couple of pints, and
These would
if
be hard
everyone
times.
done that, it would help out, and we keep our pubs alive. So fair play to you, Stephen
Brilliant.
Skinner. Hats
Stevenson.
off, and one day, if I'm ever down Truro way again,
Yeah.
I may pop in the old brewery tap, the old ale house, and have a brew
Have a
just for
pint.
you.
Yeah, have a
Yeah,
pint. That's great.
have a pint.
Have a pint.
Okay.
All right.
So we
Well,
can move on. That's the beer news for the week, DrayBarrels, and
that's
on we
cool.
go.
That's cool, and it's kind of projecting our message that we always say as well: support your breweries and beers. So I guess I'll kickstart, if you don't mind, the governor, with my beer.
Yeah, carry
Um,
on.
this is Quaker's Dream from Ingenious Brewing. See
Ooh,
that? Pretty cool.
nice that, yeah.
Yeah, and it's basically an IPA, 6.5%, and sinfully smooth oat cream Indian pale ale. So,
Oh,
so this
is
is
the name of it? Sorry, I've missed that. Is the name of it Ingenious, or is that the brewery?
so Ingenious Brewing
Oh,
Co.
right, and Quaker's
Brewery.
Dream is the name. Okay.
Yeah, and if you're looking, people, sorry, if you're listening, people, the image is of like a Quaker, right? And the old
Yeah,
Quaker
it's like the
hat.
guy on the Quaker Oats. I don't know if you have that in America, but the porridge Quaker Oats over here, it's basically that guy, but his face is not there. It's a hop.
It's a big old hopped
It's a big
head.
old hop. It's replaced his face.
It's kind of creepy in a way. Oh,
It
well,
is.
but I am going to pour this and we will get our pour on, as we say. Um, looks pretty hazy, actually. That's, if you're listening in, it looks hazy from this angle. And
Oh,
it's
look
a,
at the old slow hand there. That's a smooth pour.
well, thank you. We're getting better as time goes by. And it's
Very nice.
not very colourful, is it? It's very,
I tell you, the filter from here, it looks like it's slightly green.
it does a bit when I look at the camera. It doesn't here. It just looks very pale, very hoppy, of course, which you would expect. The scent, you can really smell the hops, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, Smooth, very creamy. That's good. Very bitter as well.
Cool.
So
That is hazy, isn't it? You cannot
it
see
is.
anything.
And that's a six, what did I say? A 6.5. So average, you know, here I guess. I
Yeah.
like we always talk about, they always seem to be a bit stronger over here. And yeah. Oh, and sorry, Travis got me this one again. Cheers, Trav.
Ah,
Again.
Travis,
I mean
the
that
Wandering Draymond.
he is. That's what
He, yeah, he's your supplier.
he
Do
seems
you
to.
meet him on a corner?
Yeah, it's kind of like, what do you know, all the shenanigans that
Yeah.
go on in my apartment complex with drops on the corners and stuff,
Oh, yeah.
and
Right. Cool.
we've
Cool.
tried to clear out a lot of that, but they haven't picked up on me and Travis yet. So what do we call him? The Wandering Drayman.
Yeah, I think so. He's
Okay.
got a he knows he's out a good beer, doesn't he? He's your supplier. Yeah, cool. Well done, Travis.
I don't see him much, to my detriment, and like you say, it's probably just that little, and you don't see the faces, and he moves on. So.
Yeah.
So anyway, you're looking thirsty there.
Yes. Now
So,
I have gone for the first time on a review. Obviously, we drink loads of beers that we put up on Insta, but I've gone like you did the other day. I've gone down a lager route, mate. I'm
oh,
having a lager.
cool, cool.
Yeah, we've had our
Right.
sours, we've had our ciders, we've done loads of stout, as we say. But
Yeah,
yeah, I've gone for a lager, and I've gone for this one here. The reason I picked it, purely sucked in by the can.
yeah.
It's a barrel.
Oh, look at that. Oh,
You see
that's
that, and it's
genius.
actually, if I turn it on its side, it's actually ridged. Like
It
you've got
is.
the banding around a barrel, and
Yeah.
when you run your hand around it, it's pretty tactile as well. It comes with a foil top.
Ooh, the top. Let's show the
Yeah,
top up to the screen.
yeah. Look at that. It's a top, and it's just like a barrel. It's exactly what it looks like for anyone listening. A brown barrel that you would get in any good brewery from yesteryear. Oak aged barrel. Now I'm going to peel the top off.
Yeah.
I should have said it's called FS or FA's Draft Mediterranean Beer, and it's from Turkey. And I'll go on about that later on.
Oh
But
man. International.
It's a lager, mate. It's the draft version. So there we go. Look, peel the top off, and then it's just a normal sort of
Oh, I
can lid
see.
there.
Yeah, I was like, that's the actual lid.
So lovely.
That's cool. I like their what would you call it, packaging? They've got good
So
packaging.
I've gone for the tub thumper again
Have
because
something.
when we went, I haven't been to Turkey, but we've been to Greece. When we went to Greece, they like to serve their beers in a great big handle on the side, nice straight glass. So let's get the pour on, and here we go. Oh, hold it. Let me lean back a bit to show you. I'm
Yeah.
going to let this
Wow.
fizzle up. Here we go. Oh, the head. Rescue it, rescue it, rescue
Come
it.
on, slow it down. Yeah, you're good. You're good. That's a good pour. Um, I'd be curious if this is kind of very European in lager style, you know? Ooh.
I've had to
Sam,
just drink the head there because he was a bit lively. He's very, very,
Mr.
very.
Whitby here, yeah.
He's fizzy, isn't he? So hang on, let me change hands. And there it is. Look at that.
Oh
That
yeah,
is pretty much like you'd be served over in one of the Mediterranean countries. We had lunch over there a few times, didn't we? And they always banged it down.
yeah, they
Lovely.
did, and it was Nikos, as I recall, over in Greece. It was the big lager of choice, you know.
Yeah,
So,
well, someone might have one of those for a later date, but
ooh, what a
I don't know
treat!
who that is. So let me have a little glug of it and we'll
Okay.
taste. I mean, it is a lager, folks. So here we are.
Mm.
It smells of lager.
Is that all? No. Um,
Oh, it's a good little taste. That I mean, it is a lager, but there is a different taste to a Mediterranean lager, I think.
yeah, it's not as generally not as skanky as those northern Eastern European lagers, right?
No,
They
it's a bit. I think it's a fuller taste. I mean, there's certain beers that people love that I'm not a fan of, like San Miguel. Like I know loads of people. My wife likes it, and loads of people like it, but I wouldn't buy one of them unless I had to in a place. There's something about the aftertaste that I don't like, but this one's pretty nice.
oh, what a treat! Oh, swirl it around.
Wash it round your teeth. It's a
It's
lager. What can I say? It's a lager, and if you was away on holiday, you'd appreciate that definitely. But the can is something else. I really like that can.
I love that. That is a cool can, and how
That is
they've done that. I mean, it's so artistic, isn't it? How they produce these cans in
well,
place.
especially this one because, like I told you, he's got the extra. He's got two ridges there, two at the top, and then when you run your fingers round, it's a little bit like layered. So no, they've done a good job on the can.
They made the
Uh,
effort to
but
do
they're a
that.
big brewery, a big outfit, so they got the money to do that.
Oh, that's fantastic. So I mean, sorry, Southern European, Turkey. What's it? Italy? Italy do the Peroni, right? So I
Yeah,
mean,
Peroni.
how would you kind of rate? Well, we're not rating right now, but how would you compare it to that kind of style? We've talked about San Miguel, obviously.
I mean, I
Um,
like that beer Moriarty that I've been drinking. That you had a couple of
oh,
bottles of.
yeah, that was
I
nice.
like that Peroni. I don't really have much Peroni because when you drink it over here, it's fucking expensive to drink when you go out.
Really
Really
expensive,
expensive
isn't it?
pint. And you think, come on. I wonder if you go over to there and they have a car. Do you want an English Carlin? And they charge you like €10 or something. I don't know, but
I
it's
know.
an expensive pint of Peroni. But no, it's
Yeah.
nice. This is nice. This reminds me of the beers we were having over in Greece.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I do enjoy the
The
beers over there.
Mythos and the
Yeah.
what's it called? Two go. I can't remember now. But there's another one. So no, it's a nice one. They state that they are the Mediterranean beer.
Wow.
That is on their can.
Okay.
So they're saying that they are numero uno
They need to
in
get it all around the
Mediterranean.
Mediterranean then, don't they? If they're claiming that, it has to be in Cyprus, it has to be in Malta, it should be in Tunisia. I mean, if
Well, the thing is, it is in many countries.
oh, okay,
It's in
interesting.
many, many countries.
Okay, interesting.
And the actual brewery that it's from, they are called, now you have to forgive my pronunciation. I am no Philippos, but it is the Anadolu Group, which is the largest beer producer in Turkey. They are the biggest brewery in Turkey. They own 80% of the Turkish market.
Wow, man.
Obviously, there are smaller ones, but they are the biggest one. The only other one that rivals it is a Carlsberg one, which is that, I can't think of it's called now, Tuco or something like that. We've had that as well, but
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
FS is the beer of choice in Turkey. And they
Okay.
currently started in the 50s, but they started operating big scale in 1969. And then they were by the 1980s, which is only 11 years later, really. They were the market leader in Turkey. And then in the 1990s, 10 years after, they're global, and they're currently in 70 countries around the world. And they own a lot, as a big group, they own a lot of breweries around the world, especially in Russia and Serbia and places like that. And they produce a lot of beer, which makes them the 11th largest brewer in the whole world, 6th in Europe.
Gosh,
Yeah, I know they're big,
I
really.
didn't
And
realize. Yeah.
but they also work alongside more local ones. Like if I was reading about ones in like Croatia and things, like local breweries, like a lot of the other ones we've talked about, they brew for other people
Right.
in the countries. Like the local brews, they will brew it for them in their factories and breweries. So they're big outfit, massive outfit, really. And I think they've sort of gone under the radar, because when I sort of looked at that, I've drunk the bottles are the same, actually. The bottles are really good.
Yeah.
I've drunk a couple of them before, and I just thought, oh, it's a Turkish lager, not really knowing that they were so massive.
I've never heard of them, so it's obviously gone under the
It's
radar.
called the Anadolu Group, or Anadolu Group. So yeah, they're
Maybe.
Istanbul, based in Istanbul, Turkey, headquarters, and then all places around the world.
Isn't it interesting? Turkey is primarily an Islamic country, right? Um, as opposed to like Greece, which is Greek Orthodox. But a lot of Islamic countries are non-alcoholic, right? Alcohol is banned. So it's,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
Well,
it's
yes,
just,
they are.
well,
You can't. There's places where you can't drink alcohol. You'd be put in prison. But
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I know that. I think that Turkey is half. Isn't it half in Europe and half in Asia? I think it's right.
it is. It's on the gateway to
Yeah.
Asia.
So
Yeah,
maybe it's in
yeah.
the European half that they brew everything.
Well,
It's just
Istanbul,
like giving fingers to the people that live just that other side of the threshold, all
Istam
pissed up, leering at them.
well, Istanbul is right. It is the gateway to the east. That's what they call it, and it's right
Yeah.
on the border. It is kind of half in Asia and half in Europe. But I don't know. Maybe that's some research for another day. Is like which,
I
because I
mean,
know.
getting back to the actual name of the beer, FS or FAs, however you want to say it. There's two different versions of what that means. So I'm not 100% sure why they named it that, but
Yeah.
one of them translated means young man with courage, and the other version is um, like a sort of nickname for an ancient city of Ephesus, which is near the Ismar brewery. So
Okay.
I'm not sure which one it is. I couldn't find that for definite, but it's either one of those. So um,
It could be either or.
I don't
Either
speak
or.
Turkish. I speak a little chicken, but no turkey.
It's close enough, isn't it?
Let's have a
Uh,
bit about yours. I've rattled on about mine.
no,
You tell
yeah, absolutely. It's good. You were drinking, so it's good to hear about it. And I'm glad you did, really, because I've covered this brewery before in a previous one of our podcasts. Ingenious Brewing is out of Humble, I believe, Texas. And Humble is basically the Houston area, which is kind of west of San Antonio. Actually, where Mr. A comes from. And
Oh yeah, that guy.
yeah, Mr. A, he's a very and he has sent me a few messages since. I haven't really talked much about it, but it is one of his favorite breweries. So I kind of went, well, I didn't go off anything because I was given it, but I've had a few of their beers before,
Yeah.
obviously.
What about yourself then? He's that guy is a fan. Are you becoming a fan of the brewery?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've had quite a few, of their beers recently. They do some really good stouts. I've had a few of them. Very good quality. Just to kind of run through what they're about, if I can find it. Located north of Houston, so a little bit further north. Um, we are a small brew pub focused on freshness, quality, and innovative beers. I apologize if I'm repeating myself because I think I've talked about
No, no. Gotta
before. But we forget. We have a few beers. Forget
Yeah,
we've
but you have to remember that some people are listening for the first time. So,
this is
you
very
got to give them the bit of spiel.
this is very true. So yeah, they specialize in small batch beers. They tend to do a lot of IPAs and a lot of stouts as well. So they basically say we find inspiration everywhere and utilize non-traditional but always natural ingredients. Um, the brewery itself is what I can see from the photos and such. It's very clean looking, very open looking, Um, and just to kind of, I won't say too much about them. They are open all week, guys. I actually went on their Facebook page to see what was
Oh,
happening.
oh yeah.
Events, you always talk about, what's going on at the brewery.
Well, I love it. I
Oh,
mean, that place you went to on the weekend, I mean, I thought that little video you put up was a lovely feel of the place. And when they finished with a bit of Johnny Cash at the end, I was extremely jealous. I haven't seen live music for a few months now. So
yeah,
if
with
you
the
get a
lockdown.
good couple of singers like they were, I only
Hmm.
saw a bit of it, you just think, this is it.
Did I thought I sent you some videos, but maybe they didn't go through. But you didn't see it, DrayBarrels, but they did a bit of Radiohead, Paranoid Android as well.
Oh fuck. Oh,
So
no, you didn't show me that. You send that to
okay,
me afterwards.
okay, I'll send that to you. It was kind of acoustic, and they were just great. We were just asking, and they were fans. They love the Flaming Lips. They love Radiohead. They like
Did they
Olivia
cover any
Rodrigo.
flaming lips?
No, they didn't. Maybe they did before we got there. We kind of came impromptu halfway through the set.
By
But
the way, you have to take your wife to that gig. And if she
yeah,
doesn't want to go, you've got to go to with one of your friends.
okay, I'll make
Make
that
sure you get tickets for that gig in San Antonio because it'll be
brilliant.
yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, I'm gonna make the effort to do that. I've got one gig lined up. I don't get to as
Buy
many
three
gigs.
tickets because it's not till next March.
Yeah, it is. I've
And
got
I
plenty
might
of
come.
time. Okay. Keep it on the in the background, hovering. But yeah, the Flaming Lips are playing in San Antonio next. Plenty of time. So that's what I'm planning. So we look out there. But anyway, going back to Ingenious, going off subject, excuse me. Tonight, at 7 o'clock my time, which is about what is that, an hour and a half? They've got Ninja Turtles trivia. So,
Oh,
if
that's fun.
yeah, so I guess it's just a trivia. I guess they just base. It's probably just general trivia, I'm guessing. But there's not. It doesn't say much music's going on, but they've got like crafts and crafts, whatever that is. I think it's a crafty type of thing coming up.
Oh no shit.
Memorial Day weekend. It doesn't say what's happening, but yeah, it's a bank holiday for us this weekend on Monday.
Yeah, it is for us actually. Same
Oh, great. Oh, yeah, of course it is. Yeah, I
bank
forget.
holiday.
Yeah. So, few things going on. They've got a few food trucks coming up, but it doesn't say anything about live music. That's the great thing about Cibolo Creek yesterday. I wonder if they advertised that, you know? I need to probably do a proper review on them at some point and just see what.
I love going to a place that you don't know what's going on, and then there's a band playing. The amount of times we've done that, and you just sometimes you come across some real gems. I mean, I used to go to that place where we lived in Pilton Street, and they'd have open mic night, and they'd let you go up for, I think, maybe 3 or 4 songs each throughout the night.
Oh yeah,
And there were some people there that were trying to sing out for the first time, and you could see they were nervous and that, and everyone give them a fair go. But over the night, you might have sort of 6 to 8 different sort of, not bands because it was more acousticy, but 6 to 8 different acts if you want, and 2 or 3 of them you thought, fucking hell, that's awesome.
They could have made it, kind of thing.
I'm jealous of musicians. I've tried to learn instruments and it's just not in me.
No, I think we'd go down different roads. My son seems to pick it up pretty well. He's got his guitar and he seems to try and soft and subtle in a way. So maybe that's a good sign. And as you know, my brother was a big musician. He did drums and guitar back in the day.
You should see my son, my oldest son, on the drums. He is unbelievable.
Superb. So
YYZ by Rush, Impossible Drum Solo by Buddy Rich. He can fucking play.
We were talking about that.
Getting better and better all the time. Just sit there like looking at him thinking, right. And then I go on the drums and I can't say what I was just thinking because it's rude, but it's like I have no coordination. I wish I did. I can't keep one beat going and doing something different with my feet and doing all that. And he's just got it.
It's really hard, isn't it? Just to keep that separate.
He just turned 12, and I think by the time he's 15, I mean, he's already in a little band with his mate down the road. They practice in our garage, but I'm pinning all my hopes on him to become a millionaire.
I know. I don't think these beers are going to get us much, these beer reviews. If
he becomes a millionaire, we might get loads of beers. So
definitely get free beers. I was talking to somebody at the Winchester this week, and they promote whiskey. I can't remember their name, so I've mentioned them in a comment at some point. But they offered to send us DrayMen some. It was Goose Island beers. They do.
I've got plenty of them. If they send them, we'll review it. No worries about that.
Definitely, they do a whiskey infusion of it or something.
I mentioned it before, but geese, and especially a singular goose, me and my mate Ben, is important. It's important. Goose hop. I've talked about it before. We won't go on about it again. But goose hop.
But we love geese. We love geese. It's probably the bird of. It's probably our.
I love a gaggle. I love a good gaggle.
We can't beat it. Anyway,
so let me just mention a bit about mine a second, so we can go
definitely.
to the throw. So I've given you the skinny on how they were formed. The beers they've got, they're pretty much FAs at the start, and then they got a Pilsner. They've got a dark, which is a double roasted lager. They have a craft lager, which is which you can get, which is called Beaumonte, which actually I've got in the fridge. And they've got one extra light and one called ice. Then a couple of the ones that they do that are slightly different is called Gusta and Mamara Gold. So, and like I said, they do hundreds of local beers to the country that they're in as well. So
that's great. And
they're massive. They're sort of, I've never heard of them really, and they're massive. It's funny to me. I've not known. One thing I haven't said is the percentage of this lager, which is 5%. So
okay, got
you. For over here, that's 5%. Is pretty much, middle of the. Well, it's pretty much one of the high ones actually, because they tend to be lower. I mean, when Stella used to be on tap, Stella Artois, 5.2%, they've lowered it to 4 point something. Because Stella Artois, for some reason, over in this country was called Wife Beater.
I've talked to it
because
about the guys over here, and we always
yeah,
have a
because
bit of
you'd have a
that.
few pints of it, and there was extra bubbles in a Stella, I think, and you'd have 3 or 4 pints of that, and you went a bit silly. It was known all over the country as wife beater.
I swear I climbed up a lamppost because a certain individual was chasing me once after drinking Stella, and I had to climb up a lamppost to escape him. Do you remember?
Was it me?
No, it wasn't you. It was another
Who was it?
individual. No, old. You probably won't listen. Old Franny boy in Aberystwyth.
Oh yeah. Well, Fran, he moved on to just drinking red wine after that. It made him go silly, didn't it? But
It did. It did.
no,
It was pretty quiet.
same effect with me and Black Sambuca. It brings out the devil in you. So best steer clear.
Devil, devilry. A couple of my beers then. I'm just listing a couple that they actually have on tap right now, which I thought would be cool. They do a barrel-aged ice cream sundae, which is an imperial double milk, and it's 13%.
Fucking
Chalk,
hell.
chalk that one up, eh? Their kind of top beer right now they have is a cream ale called Vanilla Cream Ale, and that's
I'd like to try that. I like vanilla milkshakes and things like that. So I would like to try that one,
and
definitely.
it's only a 5.2 there, Governor, so that'd be just a nice little one for you, not too strong. And they also do Bring Coffee 2021, so I presume they do different versions of this every year, and that's just a stout, an oatmeal stout at 8.5%. So they're still pretty strong, right?
Yeah, it's strong.
Yeah, I mean these imperial ones, and I think there's like the Russian imperial as well, which is kind of
Mm.
that really high percentage, you know. So that is ingenious. I like this
Well,
brewery.
it's got to that Imperial Russian one. That's got to compete with vodka, hasn't it? So it's got to be pretty strong, you know.
My God, yeah, I know. I stay away from the vodkas, but anyway, that's probably all I have for my brewery. Do you have anything else on yours, or are we good to go on our next?
Let me just check through my detailed research.
Oh, it's
No,
horror. No.
absolutely nothing. No.
No, that's cool. We'll probably do our ratings obviously at the end, but we'll probably just get on with
Oh, you, it's Dregs of the Week.
um and
Shoot, you go first. What you got as a drag of the week?
okay, yeah, I'll take the lead. It seems to be a running theme for me, but last week I did mosquitoes. This week I'm talking about raccoons. Um
Oh my
be-
god!
I'm a lover of all things wildlife, ain't I? But no, we've got raccoons up in our attic here, and
Why don't you let them out? That's
I
cruel.
it's I didn't put them up there. They climbed in. They climb up on the roof. Now raccoons are big creatures, big animals, big
Yeah,
mammals,
they
you know.
are.
And I am getting sleepless nights from these things, and this has been going on for a year. And our apartment complex will not do anything about it. It comes and goes. Right now, it's kind of breeding season, so they got like babies up there, and you can hear them making all these noises and scratching. Right above our bed, it's just constantly scratching. I woke up probably about 4 times last night from scratching. It's driving me insane.
Well, why don't? What, yeah, but just don't pay your apartment block then.
Can you do that though, or will they boot us out? I don't know. Um, you know you're probably right. There is certain organizations that kind of help you with rental issues. I feel like this is something that you could bloody sue them for, isn't it? From lack of sleep.
I would just
I
go up there and stick one of them fucking smoke things up there. You know, like a smoke bomb thing that just will fill the whole thing with smoke, and then they'll just leave. You won't kill them; they'll
no.
leave.
I don't want to kill them. I feel like, but I lately, because you know what lack of sleep does to you, it drives you nuts. But lately I feel like getting like a really syringe-like needle on a stick, and so it's not very noticeable on the ceiling, causing damage, and just sticking that up through the ceiling, and just giving it a little quick prod, you know. and just keep doing that when you hear the noise.
That's fucking twisted, isn't it? I was trying to drive them out and make them feel uncomfortable so they'd leave. And you've been thinking about sticking a syringe on a stick?
Well, just maybe just a little.
I think maybe that you
oh,
have had a bit of lack of sleep there. Jesus Christ.
my eyes were red this morning. It's just, I'm going crazy by these raccoons. I don't know what to say. I mean, what would I get? Like a smoke machine? The attic?
No, it's like a smoke bomb thing that you light in it, and it'll just smoke, and it'll smoke them out.
I'll end up smoking out the entire apartment block.
Yeah, well, then you just put it. They just I don't know what happened. Just blame it on something else.
These attics probably join into the apartment next door. So
exactly. Well, they must have it as well. They wouldn't be happy about it, would they? But
some guy was out here the other day, and I saw a little trap on one of the lower roofs above one of the garages, and it was tiny. It was like a squirrel trap, and he picked it up and he looked at it and took it away and drove off. I'm like, that's not going to trap a bloody raccoon, is it? It's like this big.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm a tired
you want to, are they like the raccoons in the great outdoors? I mean, raccoons are intelligent, aren't they? So
very, very, and big as well. It kind of reminds me, what was that old cartoon with the raccoons? There was a family of raccoons, and then there was was he an eagle, the pink guy with the big nose, kind of like Gonzo in a way? Do you remember that cartoon? And it was about a family of raccoons.
Sort of.
Yeah, it was, and I kind of loved raccoons from that.
And now I hate them.
Yeah, and it was a rich guy he was pink with a big nose, and then his nephew was friends of the raccoons. But yeah, I hate them.
No, I don't quite remember the synopsis, but
yeah, but they are clever creatures. I got to give it to them, you know. And I've seen raccoons out in the wild. It's kind of cool to see them, big old animals, you know. But I've had enough. But anyway, it's a small drag. I know.
Small drag is punishing you. My drag goes back to inferior technology, which I've brought up again. This weekend in Britain, the famous worldwide Glastonbury Festival tried something different, which was obviously the main festival that holds almost 200,000 people camping. Has been postponed again for the second year running because of the COVID thing, and they might do something in September for 50,000, but they tried to do well, they did do it, but they filmed all famous bands like they had idols who you like.
Yeah, I do.
How good they were, and they had Haim from America who were really good. I've seen them at Glastonbury myself, and seen them backstage when we was backstage. And they're really good, them girls. And then they had a few other ones, and then they did have Radiohead, but they went under a different guise, which was called The Smile, because it was just two from Radiohead and a couple of others.
Okay.
And what they done was they charged us £20 each per household if you wanted to basically live stream it. Although it was pre-recorded, it was going out live, so they sort of created a Glastonbury night where if you paid for it, it was to create a good atmosphere.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the way it was filmed was really, really cool. They'd gone to lots and lots of thing for it, but it's supposed to start at 7 p.m. at night with Wolf Alice and some other things that I wasn't familiar with, but it's building up, and we thought, right, well, we're going to do that with the kids and that because we've been to Glastonbury a few times and Isle of Wight Festival and whatnot. And we paid for it. We paid the £20 for it, and it didn't work. The whole website crashed. I texted you about it. It was the same night as Eurovision when we done that little thing.
Yeah,
the only reason I done that was because the Glastonbury thing fucked up.
Oh my!
And didn't let you on, and they apologized. It was nationwide. It suddenly crashed and wouldn't let anyone on. The whoever set it up, whatever the link was for the live thing, it failed for. We didn't get on till 9:30. So 2.5 hours were gone. They were saying you could rewind, but that didn't work either. And it was just like such an anticlimax. Because like we go to festivals all the time, like I've said, and we said to the kids, "Oh, we're gonna have Glastonbury night, and we've paid for it, and all this."
Yeah.
And it didn't work. And you just thought,
That's
"Fuck
good.
this," you know.
So do you get like a refund or something? Do they give you something?
Yeah, they offered a refund, even though we did watch part of it later on.
Still.
It wasn't like the evening that we'd thought. You know, we thought we were going to try and create a bit of a festival vibe at home, and that we'd done it the year before, and it didn't work. So we missed like the first 3 bands we never saw. And Damon Albarn and all that he played, and I never saw none of that. And so we requested a refund. Thought, fuck it, you know, it wasn't what we had hoped for.
Yeah.
I mean, when we saw it, it was good. It was well filmed and stuff. But we've asked for a refund. Spoiled the evening, really.
Yeah, but you gotta think, was that everybody? If so, the entire country. Possibly.
No, it's like they had a certain number of tickets. I don't know, 50,000, something like that. 20 quid a head.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money, and a lot of people were doing like they'd made their lounge like with a tent up, and they'd do all this. All up for it starting at 7, and no one could get a proper link. Well, some people did get through, and then it crashed, and then other people like us, we never got through till 9:30.
Yeah.
2.5 hours after, and it was just bullshit. I did see. That's why I come and done that Eurovision thing with you, because I was so fucked off.
That's all right. It was fun, wasn't it?
It was a bit of fun, eh?
Yeah, a bit of a laugh. We hope you enjoyed it, DrayBarrels. Bit of controversy there. I know we didn't talk about it at the time, but Britain got nil point, right? So they came in
absolute bollocks. Yeah, they always will. Europe hate us because we opted out.
But I mean, like, that was a good song, and what I don't get, you know, maybe I'm being controversial here, but like Russia, who is very aggressive towards Europe, got much more than us. So what's the reasoning behind that? What was the whole snub to Britain? I just don't get it. It just doesn't comprehend to me why you wouldn't.
Well, yeah, but was it? I mean, like when they only vote for, I don't know how many songs they can give points to, but say it's like 6 songs. There was definitely 6 songs that was better than England.
I guess so.
But if you look, what's the other major power in Europe? Germany, and they only got 3 points. So
yeah, that's true.
It's all bollocks.
Yeah, it is. I just.
And then there was a big controversy. I don't know if you saw that about the Italians that won it, saying, "Did he do cocaine?" And it's such a load of bollocks. Honestly, he leans down at a table for like a second with his arms behind his back. He's just sort of stretching.
Yeah.
They've drug tested him afterwards.
I know.
And everything. He's come back negative, obviously, but you know, they're saying, "Oh, he's done cocaine because he put his face near a table." It's like, fuck off. As if he's going to do it on telly.
We needed some Ya Ding Dong to liven things up, I think.
Yeah, well, we did, didn't we? That was good fun.
That was. Anyway.
That was my drag of the week, inferior technology, which ruined our Saturday night.
I hear you. Luckily, your fellow Drayman helped you out a little bit, so it wasn't a total loss, but there we go. We did a bit of Eurovision. So.
Cheered me up, yeah.
I try. Anyway, so are we going to rate our beers, I suppose, if you want to?
I will do. I'll crack on. I'm just going to drain the last of this. It's a good Mediterranean beer. Like I said, I've got one in the fridge that we drank a lot of while we were in Greece, and I'm going to do a little review on that. I've been waiting for the weather. You know, it's a sunny drink. I was waiting for the weather to have it outside, and it's just pissed down for fucking 3 weeks, something like that. So when the weather does cheer up a bit, I'll review that. So that's my benchmark, because I enjoy that other beer. This is good. This is a good Mediterranean lager. You know, it's okay. It's the lager at the end of the day. I just go 7.5.
Good. That's a good. Yeah, it makes sense. My one from Ingenious Brewing, this good old Quaker Dream. Actually, I'm really enjoying it. It's very smooth. I was like, yes, it's always the same with these IPAs. To begin with, I take a taste, and I'm like, I'm not quite sure. And it was a hard sell for me on the IPAs, but it
Yeah.
turned out, it's really hoppy, hazy, and it's very smooth. I just drain it. I'm gonna give that one an 8.
Oh, right. That's
I did
good.
enjoy that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did enjoy that tonight. So it's an 8 from
I
me.
mean, my one was one that you can imagine drinking on a lovely, hot, sunny climes, somewhere in the Mediterranean. It's lightly hopped, and it's just refreshing. Now, the thing that I should have said was it's a lager, but what's added to it is Mediterranean spirit.
There you go.
So there you
Yeah,
go.
and it's we talked about this before, the ambience of something.
Mm.
If you were out there on that vista, you may rank it up a little bit higher. That all plays into it. I think.
Feeling that Amalfi breeze, drinking a Peroni on the Italian coast. Yes, maybe you're right.
Those little winds coming in from North Africa, it's beautiful warm winds there.
Sirocco winds. Yes, you're right. Oh dear.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is
I
all
don't
I
suppose they'd
have.
understand that in America, would they? But occasionally in Britain, there's such a sandstorm that goes high up in the atmosphere from North Africa that occasionally that sand gets dumped on England, and places in London, for instance, they've had orange sand over their cars, which is where the sand settled after it's come down from the atmosphere
Well,
on them Sirocco winds.
Yeah, because we used to get. I remember Roy next door to Grandma. That's what we called him, and I remember his car being covered in that little orange sand.
Yeah.
Which was
Oh, yeah, we got to Wales as well. Oh, proper.
It did, but you say that we get dust over here from the Sahara. So once a year through Texas, the air quality is really bad. They always talk about it, and you have to take your allergy medicine because it gets pretty bad, and it's the dust from the Sahara. That's
From
true,
the
that.
Sahara?
Yeah, it blows across the Atlantic and it comes through Central America and hits Texas.
Really? That's
Yeah,
mental. I can understand it in England, it's a few hundred miles, but thousands of miles away.
it may
You sure it's
be.
not from Nevada?
No, they always say, oh, that African sun. It's normally every year they talk about it. I'm going to look into that. Maybe we bring it up next week just to
Maybe.
confirm there's a name to it, I
I
swear.
think maybe it's from the Cancun. I think it's them pissing on their sand and sending it up to you. I know you're obsessed with that.
I ain't obsessed. That's just what I've heard. But hey, look, I'm gonna look into that and find out because I swear that is true.
Oh, well, make sure you do, because otherwise a couple of them have been right on our case again.
I know. Well, I will. But I do like the weather, as you know. I've dropped the weather reports of late, but I'm gonna look into that anyway. So, I ain't got anything else today. So
No, that's it. I think my daughter's turned round. You thought it was a cushion in the background, but there she is.
oh, wakey. Oh,
I'm gonna be getting up soon for work, so
I know.
yes,
And
I'll bid ye farewell. I've enjoyed it, Ref, and
as always,
watch out for next week.
next week, and I do have a
Couple of mini reviews. I think we've done ones on the cuff. I haven't done one from the garage for a while, so
yeah.
I don't want that Lewis bloke, whatever he was called, on my case. So I might do one end of the week.
There's been a few. There were a couple of negatives, but we've had some positive ones lately, and I appreciate the epitome. Just that was nice. He was talking about the bit of the noise, but still he likes our content.
Fair play to him.
Fair play to him. But yeah, Tarbat.
Right, farewell everyone. Have a good weekend.
There are.